It's good for you. All right, Buckeyes, welcome in on this Friday, I believe August 8th, Schlegs. One more day of camp this week for Ohio State. That NFL preseason action rolling around. The guy's asking me about, hey, what number is Lathan Ransom going to be? I want to buy his jersey. I said I would wait till after cuts because that's when numbers open up. Guys can change. They can move around. I know he's playing well. I'm not worried about him being gone. I'm just more worried about the fact that would he change it into a different number should it open up? But that's kind of where we're at. I had a scrimmage earlier today for my oldest son, RJ Arlington at Darby, which was fun to watch. I got some nuggets there. I know, Schlegs, you had a scrimmage yesterday. Ohio State, I think, will have a pretty nice scrimmage tomorrow. They had a shorter practice today, which usually –
What time?
Tomorrow?
Yeah.
It's the same time as always.
It's like kind of start at 9:45.
Yeah, they come out. It's practice the same time every day.
Well,
you know how it works.
Okay.
So Buckeyes.
I'm going to be there. We got to get AJ there. We got to get AJ there.
Well, that'll be the goal. See if we can get Mr. Aaron James to join us there. I'll be there battling a hangover and adjusting with poise and going to do a great job. So, yeah, pretty remarkable.
I'm going to go install.
I got the email. I got to respond to Tress for the governor. About the governor's, fitness test and then bringing back, the presidential fitness test on a national level, which is awesome. Because love to hear that. But so you stumbled across a nugget that was pretty crazy. And Pat, I know, has dug this thing up because listen, man, if people are going to comment on things, like we're going to talk about it, we're going to put it out there because fitness is an important part of life. Everybody talks about mental health. A big part of mental health is physical health and doing hard things, challenging yourself, working through stuff like that is a huge element that is going to help increase your mental health. You're able to achieve things physically. You're going to be more confident. You're going to exert your body. It will slow your mind down. There's a lot of studies that those things work hand in hand. And the reality is now we live in a society, Schlegs, where people are just trapped in the machines and they can't get out. And with that, there's a lot of negative influences and negative impacts. Getting outside, doing things physically productive are going to help you. And if you're going to do stuff, Schlegs, if you can't measure it, you can't manage it. And so let's get some measurements, get some baselines. The only true improvement is to improve upon your former self. Seneca, quiet time. So let's try to get a little bit better. Schlegs, we can do.
Hey, listen, here's the thing, right? So it's not fat shaming kids. It's promoting. It's promoting to be the best version of yourself, regardless of where that is.
Yeah.
Let's face it. Like there are so many things that are negative associated with being overweight, and I'd say honestly too, that's somewhat relative. Like if you look at where I am as far as like body mass, same with you, Bob. Really in shape, low body mass before our height and weight. Like we're on the obese side, right? So I don't like some of those measurables because they don't take into consideration muscle mass. I know it's a body mass index, right? But type 2 diabetes, heart stroke, high blood pressure, certain causes of cancer, sleep apnea, which affects so many things. And I tell you guys all the time, sleep and eat, boom. Number one, number two things you can do for yourself. So to be able to give kids a goal, and I'm not going to lie to you guys, and I know we're some of our life's experiences. But there's a way of regardless of where anybody is. I'm talking athletics now, or even just getting up and changing your lifestyle or your quality of life or going to the gym. It's promoted. It's encouraging, right? It's encouraging. I'm going to give you a side nugget. So
that's amazing.
I'm going to give you a side nugget. So sometimes like you'll see kids that struggle getting in their stances.
You should have thumbs down that comment, by the way. You can't. Don't let that thing live.
No, it's okay. It's not even a live. It's like I'm fair.
Because everybody has to take a negative spin. Like healthy living is great. Live healthy.
Great living, and maybe if you don't want that, doesn't mean it's not good for you. It doesn't.
Well, if you don't want that, don't make me pay for your insurance.
It doesn't mean that it's not true.
Everybody gets to own. They can make their own personal choices.
I want to go back to you guys to the art of coaching. And, when you're around young people, and Bob, you've coached youth athletics, I thoroughly enjoy it. And I coach hard, man. I coach them all. But like, hey, I'm struggling to get in a stance, and stance is the number one thing. And I'm like, let's rep stance all the time. Have a hard time. And it's not, well, why? Because I'm too big? Absolutely not. You're not too big. You're freaking awesome. I love how big you are. However, you got really bad ankle mobility. So let's get that better. Let's work on this. Look at what you can do. Hey, really athletic kid, stance is still terrible. Has to go against a monster of a human. Wait, when I pop straight up, now that guy can get into me. Let's get your butt up a little bit higher and let's run those feet. And I'm just over there. Mindset. Let's go. Run your feet. Side nugget, parents, when you're at a football game, because we're now entering football season, and I am going to go to Ohio State football games this year, Bob.
Really?
Yeah, I am going to go. I'm going to go. I'm going to sit in the bleachers.
You're going to lose your mind. You need to get up in the suites with me. You sit there with Ross. And
please do not say this. Please do not say this, especially at the youth level. And this wasn't from parents that I heard of our team. It was just,
this is just random. You created this. We'll pretend like you never heard this.
Randomness that I heard in the game from the other side, because and I also support both sides. I'm like, dude, great catch. Hey, way to pursue and cheer with your teammate. Great job. Like, you got to, we want kids coming out for football, so just be positive. Anyways, block somebody. Listen.
That's a coaching point, Schlegs.
Do you? Well, no. Honestly, if I heard a parent go out there and say, run your feet, right?
Yeah.
Stay engaged.
Keep your head up. Lower your weight. Lower your butt.
I'd be like, yeah, exactly what he said. But block somebody. Don't you think that they're trying to block somebody, right? And so, again, it's different. Just like you got kids and their stances are a little bit tilted one way and a guy has an edge. And though it's the right stance, it's not appropriate because of where that guy is. So as opposed to saying, hey, you're doing a terrible job not blocking, let's make a subtle adjustment. Oh, side nugget. Because youth football, there's so many different sizes and where guys mature. Teach kids to change it up, man. Like, you got a really good, fast, physical kid, and that guy's just always bull rushing you. Guess what? Short set him. Change it up. Short set him, and then kick back. And then he'll be like, what am I doing? And then the ball will already be out. But that's what you have to teach kids, man. Anyways, super fun. Listen, kids getting in shape, like just not even in shape. Kids exercising. It's a great thing. Teaching kids and coaching kids, it's a great thing. Just like Ohio State. Coach them like they would at Ohio State. I'll tell you this. At Ohio State, they coach them as though they're their own kids. And maybe for some of you, maybe you should think that they're somebody else's kids when you coach them. But coach them and encourage them. Chief Encouraging Officer. Here we go. Oh, side nugget. So
he's right. Side nuggets.
Mark Workman sent me this John Deere hat for the show. His name is Sam. So is mine. Anyways, thank you. I'm going to wear it. It's going to be super sweaty and it's going to be conformed to my head. Can't wait, Mark. Thank you.
Is that because it's got the yellow stripe? You wanted the yellow stripe one, correct?
I wanted it sharp. And it said on the address, it said Coach Schlegs. I was like, yes.
Schlegs. Always a coach, exactly. Man. Always a coach.
Always be coaching.
I just have a problem when everybody takes a comment and an objective, a mission, and like tries to find the negative. We live in such a negative society now, Schlegs, where everybody wants to poke holes, saying, hey, look at the great of this. Like, oh, well, how about the bad part of this or bad part? Listen, trying to promote optimism, positivity, self-improvement, those are great things. Those are great qualities. They're great attributes. And I'm never going to sit there and yell at anybody about what their destination is. Everybody's got a different starting point. So let's just move along the trail, get one foot in front of the other. Let's start working on things. And that's how winning is done, Schlegs. One foot in front of the other, making those small steps. And so the state of Ohio, listen, we got a great state here. We got a lot of great folks. There's going to be some trolls everywhere, Schlegs. They live under bridges, and every state's got bridges, so every state's going to have trolls, and that's all right. But I choose to live in the realm of the positive, Schlegs. I made one of the 7 decisions of Andy Andrews. I choose to be happy. And Bitter Bob, Schlegs, I had to squash down Bitter Bob. He used to complain about a lot of things. He used to be an angry elf and complain about all kinds of things to everybody. But you know what? I'm done with the grievance police. I don't need to hear it about it anymore. These are the standards. This is what we're going to do. Either get in line and operate or get out. And it's fine. And I want you to be in line, and I'm going to be here, but we're going to have expectations and opportunities. And that's really all Coach Stress is trying to do. He's trying to help the folks, give kids an objective. Here's what's the amazing thing in life. The amazing thing, especially for young people. I sound like stress when I say that. But when you give people standards and expectations, they crave it. And honestly, if you put them in there early enough and you build the framework around it, they work to try to achieve it.
Yeah.
They do. And they love the achievement of it. Not fake, I get a trophy for just trying, but hey, here's a realistic goal. Here's a stretch goal. Let's see if we can go get these, and then we're going to give you the support to try to go do it. And that's the beauty of it, man. That's why you get into coaching. That's why you get into teaching. That's why you get into anything like that. You love watching people make progress on their life's journey. So screw you, buddy, who said fat shaming and all this stuff. I'm done with that nonsense. We're just trying to get people to get better. Okay? And getting better is the only real improvement, Schlegs, is to improve upon your former self. Okay? So what were we yesterday? Let's try to get a little better. I'm heavily flawed. I try to get a little better every day. Some days I get better more, I improve more than others, and that's okay. Other days, it may be, a snail's pace, and that's all right too. But just strive. The beauty, it's not Schlegs in the journey, or definitely not the destination, as Ryan talked about with the Scotty Scheffler of like, you're no different after winning a national title. When you wake up in the morning, you still got 10 fingers and 10 toes. You don't have angel's wings that you can fly. You can't read people's minds. You're the same human being that you were before. But it's who you become along that journey, I think, is what matters. The lessons you learn along the way, the development that happens along the way. Chop wood, carry water. There's not rocket science. So is it the journey? Is it the destiny? No, it's the becoming along the journey. And don't ever miss an opportunity, to quote Abe Lincoln, that most people miss opportunities because they're dressed in overalls and look like work. And that's the reality of it. And that is today's side nuggets, Schlegs, that we're going to espouse. But you came in hot on that. And when someone comes down, because just saying, hey, let's try to be more active and fit, that's not fat shaming. There's nobody going to call out. We're not doing, any nonsense here. It's just, we're trying to get better. Okay. So let's get better. Buckeyes.
How the Buckeyes getting better? What are you seeing at practice?
It's a lot of stuff at practice, a lot of things going on, putting in a lot of different stuff. And this is the time in practice now. It's that time of camp, Schlegs, where there's starting to be some separation of positions.
Yep.
And you're starting to see that as well because of the installs. You're getting a lot of terms that are being thrown out. And it used to just be like front coverage, and then it's like front tag coverage, and then maybe multiple fronts that are going in and multiple coverages. And now there's more tags. Now we're getting blitzes. Now we've got other blitzes. Now we've got different personnel groups, and like you just keep stacking the bag, and it gets heavier and heavier, and your brain gets all in here. And so you start to get more and more stuff that's falling in. So some of the stuff separates because guys begin to make more plays, and some guys don't. Some do, some don't. And then also with that, there's the element of can you operate with a lot of things going on in your mind? And I was talking to Nate Ebner, and a guy could have made a play because he has too much going up in his mind. And I said, well, Nate, he needs to come and get a lift in with you, me, John, and Schlegs, and we'll make some off-color, inappropriate jokes, and that'll clear your mind. Then you'll just start thinking about that and maybe wondering a little bit about yourself, but you're not going to be concerned with everything else and all the other minutia that's going on. And so we're going to get into all those things and everything else that's going on in practice. But first, Schlegs, I want to tell you about our friends over at Export. For the parents and athletes out there, protect what matters most with Export mouthguards, trusted by professional athletes, designed by NHL team dentists. Export mouthguards are scientifically tested to help improve and absorb those high-impact hits, protecting both your teeth and your brain. Export mouthguards feature 3 layers of advanced protection, including a patented use of carbon fiber, custom printed, 3D. Snug, snug.
Snug as a bug in a rug.
Absolutely. More protection, better performance, max comfort, and clear communication so you can focus on your game, not your gear. Don't take chances with your safety. Visit exportguards.com/Bobby today and save 15% on your order. Export, protect what matters most. We trust them, folks. My kids got them. Your kids got them. You can check them out at the Armory. Now you got a schedule. So make sure you go to exportguards.com/Bobby to sign up today. So I'll give you some of the breakdowns from Friday of what's going on with the Buckeyes and leading into the big scrimmage on Saturday right here on the Bobby Carpenter Show.
Creative, experience, results. That's what drives growth. That's what builds brands. That's Lake Spur Marketing, a full-service agency built on trust, strategy, and performance, not fluff. From bold strategies to flawless execution, every campaign is rooted in smart planning and driven by clear goals. We don't chase clicks. We build partnerships. We show up, dig in, and deliver every single time. Lake Spur Marketing. The proof is in our partners.
All right, welcome back in the Bobby Carpenter Show, Schlegs. And I was at practice. I was over there today. I've been there. I've seen a portion of, I think, every practice, even if it's just 15 minutes. I like to get a couple nuggets in there. Today, it wasn't as heavy physically just because yesterday was bigger than that. Tomorrow will be like that. And Ryan's pretty good about knowing when to push and pull, save your guys. But before I get to what I've seen, Jake Butt, Big Ten Network.
Really nice. Really nice.
And Jake's great. And someone goes, man, I love him as an analyst, even though he's a Michigan guy. I'm like, well, that's because he's from Ohio. He's a Pick North guy. I got to watch Jake grow up. Are you all right over there, Bucko? I mean, you said you put a lip.
I'm getting a water. Don't worry about me. Keep talking about Jake Butt
heaters.
With 2 T's.
If I see smoke.
I could use a straight up black and mild right now for sure.
Is the Armory a no smoking facility?
Now, I don't know. Like, one of my guys.
You don't know. You're in charge.
One of my guys from WTC brought me over with these guys. He was over in Kentucky. This is just in there. It's not open. But somebody brought me this gift. And I just honestly, it's just sitting on my shelf, not open. I'm not going to lie. I look at it and I think of Tatanka. I think of Andrew Norwell and also how good it tastes. But I saved this for a weekend by a fire. And then I also think about the fact.
I'll get one of those steel trash cans. We can start a fire in your office this afternoon.
No, we can do that now. We could do that right on the loading dock. That's all. That's fine.
Yeah, if you really want to get after you go in the hot sauna, get in that wood fire sauna and have a little bourbon in there.
Just soak it in.
Yeah. If you want to throw up the Jake Butt stuff, Pat, that'd be great. But Jake Butt goes
the Jake Butt stuff.
Well,
that sounds amazing.
It does.
All right, here we go. What does it say? It says really good.
His Twitter handle is JBooty88, but he was over there. I talked to Jake over at practice. I'm curious just because he's not an Ohio State guy, but this is what he put out there. Finished up practice at Ohio State, also made it. Lots of new faces, same goals. Wondering where Jeremiah and Carnell would rank in the NFL for receiver 1, receiver 2. Like, they're really damn good, man. And it's fun to watch. But so obviously the QB battle, different guys. Julian Moore, the pure passer, felt was more accurate and technical operating the offense. Lincoln, bigger, stronger athlete, pulled the ball, read options. You could see, I mean, it's like he pulls it down, he can go. You know, and I've said that. And I was joking with some of the linebackers because you get a bad angle and that dude's going to get you. He can run. I said, maybe you see both because of complementary skills. I don't think Ryan wants to do that. That is, some people ask playing both. I'm not a fan of that. High school, younger, that's fine. You get to college, it's tough. Both getting rep with the ones. Either guy is going to be good. The offense will look different. And this is one thing, Schlegs, that I think needs to be hammered at home. Like, Ryan Day has done a great job selecting quarterbacks at Ohio State. He's done a great job developing quarterbacks. Whoever he picks, the offense will be fine. Now, it may look different, and there's going to have to be some development of both guys in different areas, but they're going to be fine. Your thoughts?
Yeah, I'm going to go back to Jake's thoughts. And
okay, well, I'm going to read some more. I just didn't know if you wanted to talk about the differences in the quarterbacks.
No, I think he's spot on with what they are. And I like that the fact that he said not an issue, because whoever it is has plenty of people around them to still execute at a high level, and both are very, very capable. It's what is it going to look like? And here's why I don't like the two-back system is because one does one thing a little bit better than the other. And so when that guy goes in the game, you know what those are, especially as they get on film. It's like, this guy's a more run-heavy guy. Are their passes going to be still out of there? 100%. But if you start to dial in what passes happen out of that formation, Bob, like, that's the difference, guys. The difference is not only like who's a quarterback, but somebody that does a skill set better. It shortens the playbook of that stuff because they want them to excel. And if they're always in that formation, you know what they do out of those formations. if they bring a guy in motion and run a jet, or because they got a really fast guy that is their guy they want to get in space, like you're always notifying where he is. If that quarterback is in and he's more of a guy that can run the football, hey, they're not going to necessarily run that with the other one. So you know that your quarterback and pitch responsibilities or whatever are going to have to be on, be better with him. But they're only going to run certain plays out of that. That's what I say. Like for a defense, if I know that guy's in the game, it's not like watered down like a wildcat, but based on sets and formations what that guy does well as opposed to the other. When you just have one, you think everything's open. And that's why you even got a little bit of a look. Even though Will was predominantly throwing, but we still utilize him in certain aspects. He could run the football. It just changes the pace of the game for a defense because you just don't know what they're going to do as opposed to them going in there to do what they do best.
Yeah. And so then he goes on to say, so I don't know what defense will be able to stop this offense, what you're going to play. You play split safety to slow down these wide receivers that you watched. Max Clare creates separation with ease. Jelani Thurman was a problem. Jelani had another nice catch today because of his size. So you have an LB try to guard them with no safety help. Like that's a bad deal, folks. When you have split safety, any type of cover too, so you have more coverage on the outside to cover the receivers. But if you have a really good slot receiver or if you have a really good tight end, it's an open middle. So they're going to attack the middle of the field. And unless you have linebackers like Sonny and Veli, and even Peyton can run pretty well, but you have to have tall guys that can handle a 6'5" tight end that has good speed and great awareness. It's really hard. So that's what he's getting to there. They'll be trying to guard him. That can't be a good game plan. Too good. Claire's different talent than OSU has had in position and in the room. It's the deepest it's been. We talked about that, how deep the room was. So maybe
super deep,
like a money or a dime package, which means getting more DBs on the field. Maybe a 6 defensive back instead of 2 linebackers. Maybe have another safety out there. And it's like that's when OSU and the O-line and running back need to impose their will. They have the bodies, they have the depth. Ethioni Onwa is a freaky-looking big dude out there at tackle. You should compete with the top of the conference again.
Yep. My thoughts. As Mark is in there talking about getting himself a new truck. I like that, Mark. My thoughts are this. Our offense puts people into a lot of predicaments. And that's what you want. You want to stress the system. We talked about what is hampered of Penn State is their vertical passing game, the lack thereof. You look at Indiana, we talked about them last year, even coming to Ohio State. It was would they be able to run the football on Ohio State? The answer was no. Force them into a one-dimensional game, and we ate them up. That's what it is. When you're multi-dimensional, meaning multi-dimensional, not just running and passing, but also who you're passing to, and how that even then sets up the run based on the personnel that you have to have on the field to cover them and the mismatches that they possess for your guys. It's a completely different animal. And he's spot on about Max. Like he is, his route running, it's like a wide receiver running a route at 240. I mean, it is very, very good. So what does that mean? And then you put Jelani Size on there, and then you still have Will and Christian Bennett Christian. I still every single time get that wrong, Bob.
Said it, you definitely flipped it on yourself this time. I love it.
No, I know. I said that in regards to the fact that you just don't know. So I'm just going to keep saying it both ways. Like, who are you going to stop them with, right? So then if you look at Ohio State and how they can handle some things, they can run a big nickel. They can run a big nickel with a Caleb Downs and put 2 safeties back, just like we did in our time.
Well, we're going to get to the defense. We're going to get to the defense.
Okay, but what I'm saying, I wasn't talking about that. I was just talking about, some guys, that might be the answer for them against our offense. But here's the problem. Do you possess that big nickel?
Yeah.
Which in and of itself, that person is an anomaly. And we played with one. So that's the thing that all defensive coordinators are going to have to figure out. And then in order to combat it, what are you going to have to do? You're going to have to pressure. You're going to have to do some run stunts. You're going to have to do something to get the ball out of their hand and make them a mistake. Make Ohio State make a mistake. However, when you do that, that sets up the home run ball. And that's the thing, you don't want to get beat quick. So that's kind of where they are defensively.
Yeah, absolutely.
Against Ohio State.
Well, let's take a look then. He finishes up on the offense, talking about the running backs. Look like a healthy rotation. C.J. Donaldson, the transfer from West Virginia, reminds him of Carlos Hyde. Physical, strong, powerful, and now he's lost some weight. He looks quicker. Room has multiple players. They're utilized. James Peoples has looked very good too. We'll see who that third back emerges, whether it's Turbo Rogers, Sam Williams-Dixon. I know they really like Bo Jackson and what he did. I mean, it was quoted to me as he's going to be a hard guy to keep off the field, a hard dude to keep off the field, Schlegs. So we'll see there, but you feel pretty good about that. The only area that's a little unsettled is that quarterback position, which you like the talent of both guys. Like, it's just, Ryan has said this. He doesn't want a guy back there that's just talking, we're evaluating passing the ball. Who is the best guy that's equipped to have the offense move the football, put it in the end zone, and lead that side and lead the whole team? Like, that's a big part of the calculus. You know, Julian does a great job throwing, but he's looking for one of these guys to step up and be the dude. So that's what he's trying to figure out. That's what he's waiting on to see, because as Jake just illustriously pointed out, like, there is talent in a lot of places. How do you stop him down? How do you slow him down? Or how do you stop him? How do you slow him down? Like, it's, I don't know if it's something that you can really do. So we're going to take a quick break. We're going to come back. Jake had more to say about the defense. We'll break that down here coming up next on the Bobby Carpenter Show. And welcome back in the Bobby Carpenter Show. Now we'll talk a little bit about the defense. Jake said, I'll start with the LBs.
LBs.
He said the most athletic group Ohio State has had since Anthony Schlegel.
He did not say that.
It's right there. I mean, you can see. I think actually he deleted. That was edited. He took it out. Sorry. He said Sonny Styles and Reese are different. They're as long and as fast as Schlegel and as powerful as he is too. They're as freaky as they come. They can give you so much flexibility, cover sideline to sideline, and hang with tight ends. And also the one element with Josh would take offense to that. I love Joshua Perry. Josh knows that he is not in the same realm as those two dudes. Like,
same size.
Josh was rangy, like, but not nearly as explosive. Like, these dudes have some quick twitch and snap. Like, there's something there to them. I mean, it's been a minute, and I love seeing it because I'm watching them play, like watching them walk up on the edge, you know, watching them blitz, cover tight ends. Like, there is a lot of things you can do with a guy that has a body like that because they're almost as big as defensive ends, and they are athletic enough to run and do everything they need to do. So it's a lot of fun. So the tight end room is solid. I was watching them today, working on some different things, like talking to James about it. Like, they're smart. Those two guys and Peyton Pierce. James considers Peyton Pierce the third starter. Like, he's a guy. He's going to be getting a lot of reps this year.
Yep.
Now we get to your guy. Well, go ahead. You want to talk about the tight end or the linebacker Schlegs?
No, I mean, honestly, the game started to change at the tight end position when we were just coming out, Bob, when guys started to become 6'4", 6'5", 6'6", could run 260 pounds. Then you stick out a 6'1", 250-pound linebacker with Tyrannosaurus Rex arms to cover him. Guess what? Terrible. So yeah, it has changed. And you look at Sonny and Vel, like, they can run. They are that size. They are Joshua's size, but they're more athletic too, Bob. Like, not only are they very explosive, they are very, very athletic guys that can also play a multitude of things. And like, what is it? Riley? Is it Pettijohn?
Riley Pettijohn.
Yeah, I keep getting McKinney. I know his name. I know he's from McKinney. But, like, that's a dude that has transformed his body since coming in. It was funny. I had a brief convo with somebody that we all know that I used to work for. It's just, no, that early enrollment is so vital for the culture and the development physically for them to be able to have a chance in camp and also go through spring. And that kid definitely used it and has been doing very, very good. And to me, he's kind of your fourth one right now, but that also gives you a lot of leeway, especially what you want to do up front. But those guys can handle all things. I mean, you could walk out a Veli in the same thing that you would in a big nickel. And that's why I want you guys to understand this. they just give you, these linebackers give you so much versatility versus whatever you got because of their size and athleticism. And you're right, it hasn't been there for a long time this way.
They're going to have some stuff in their bag against Texas. It's going to be awesome just because of what they're able to do. And people talked about Caleb Downs playing nickel, so I'm not breaking any news here, like what they're going to be able to do with the flexibility of linebackers and Caleb, and just the depth of DBs too, that they can flow through there. It's going to be pretty sweet. So they've got all that going.
He went D-line next. He went Caleb.
Downs is 2-for-1 special, meaning his instincts and IQ, closing speed, effectively give you an additional fender on the field. He can drop into coverage, leave the flat wide open, then close and tackle the flat before any yards after the catch. Pretty impressive. You watch him play, he doesn't miss tackles.
No, he does not.
On defense, this isn't key. I mean, he's astute. D-line is the key. I would put their floor as a top 5 D-line. Question will be the ceiling. Can they dominate, control teams the way they did last year? They've got size and physical attributes. In closing, Schlegs, the last thing that stood out is the competition. I think they refer to this as competitive excellence. I had a thought in early drills that Mylan Graham was competing against Downs and Sanchez against the wide receivers. You have NFL level veterans competing against your young talent. That forces the young talent to be at the top of their game every day. They have to learn how to grow and adapt, spread throughout the roster, and that's how you compete and get better. Program is in a really good place, and that's a credit to Ryan Day.
Yep.
The competitive excellence piece is probably the most important of all of that, Schlegs, because that's something that when you see what they're able to do and you have to go out there and work and compete every single day, you're going to find out a lot about yourself.
Yep.
A lot about yourself. So it was a great thing to kind of read that. I thought it was some very astute observations by Jake. Some of the things that I've seen, very similar to that. I mean, you've watched the linebackers, they'll give you a lot of versatility. The defense is going to be heavily multiple, a lot of stuff. Going to be awesome. And that's like a calling card of a Matt Patricia defense. Guerreri's coaching his butt off of the safeties, trying to get these guys greased up. I mean, you got Caleb, but it's like, okay, then it's Jalen, it's Malik. How good are those guys going to be? Can you develop somebody behind them? What do the corners look like? Tim Walton saying, I don't want any little boys out here. This is a grown-ups league. This is grown-ups out here. Like, I don't want little boys. Like, this is grown-ups. Like, quit making the mistakes. Don't make the same mistakes. You got to go and compete and finish. They've got some good corners, both inside and outside. So they've got that. Like, this defense is going to be pretty special. And offensively, you return a ton. It's just going to be the quarterback. And who is going to take charge? You know, all those receivers, all those guys, like, they all making plays. Like, they've got
who's going to separate? Who's going to separate? And you said defense is going to be really special. They were special last year.
Yeah, but different this year because there'll be more multiple. I think you'll probably see. You saw a lot of sacks and everything later throughout the year, or like in the end of the year. I think this will be a team that's very aggressive because when you're that good on the outside and you have guys like Sonny and Arvell give you great blitz presence. Remember, you brought in Bo Atkinson, you get CJ Hicks, and then you still have
KJ and Caden
Jackson and Caden Curry. Like, that's a lot of talent right there. You know, so if you're able to score the football, you're going to be putting teams in situations where they're going to have to throw, and that is not going to be an advantageous spot for them. And that's what you call Schlegel's complementary football.
Yep. And I'll tell you this too, like one guy that I know is a dude who has to really step up this year, and he's showing it, is K-Mac. Guys, the number one guy on that defense last year, and people talk about Jack and JT and who's replacing them, it was Tyleek. I'm just letting you guys know. That's why he went first round, and everybody was kind of surprised about it. I mean, he single-handedly, though he didn't make every tackle, like on the runs versus Oregon in that Rose Bowl game, it was him. He is him, right? Creating penetration, making the guy have to make a cut. Other people rally the football, do their job, make a play. Like, K-Mac will be that guy, and obviously the other, Edric could be the guy in there and developing the depth right now. Will Smith Jr. has to be that guy. But to your point, Bob, they're going to look different, and the standard has now become the standard again. You were the best defense in the country last year, Ohio State football. There is no drop off. That is the standard, and they all are hungry. Like just so you guys know, that's why we do competitive excellence in January through July. And then as soon as they get into camp, what are they doing? Competitive excellence. It just is what it is at Ohio State, and that's what we do.
Absolutely. All right, we're going to take a quick break. Before we do that, I want to tell you about the elite Buckeye gear with our friends over at Backer. bckr.com. Go check them out for wind, for rain, for cold. They've got you covered. They have the gear with all the features that you're looking for. And it's going to be hot early on, but it will be windy. It's going to get cold and there will be rain. I promise you that. It is Ohio. So go check them out. bckr.com. A portion of the proceeds goes back to support Ohio State's student athletes. It's the high-end gear you're looking for with all the doodads and features. Use promo code all caps BOBBY. That's Bobby at checkout for free expedited shipping. Again, that's backer bckr.com. We got our headlines coming up next, and one of our favorite coaches was mic'd up. We'll take a little peek behind the curtain to see who that is and what they're all about on the Bobby Carpenter Show.
Creative, experience, results. That's what drives growth. That's what builds brands. That's Lake Spur Marketing, a full-service agency built on trust, strategy, and performance, not fluff. From bold strategies to flawless execution, every campaign is rooted in smart planning and driven by clear goals. We don't chase clicks. We build partnerships. We show up, dig in, and deliver every single time. Lake Spur Marketing. The proof is in our partners.
Now it's time for our headlines, brought to you by our friends over at Lake Spur Marketing. They'll use their 100 combined years of experience to help you choose the marketing strategies, tools, and products that are right for your individual business. They will shield you from the cold callers that try to pitch you all the gimmicks and the latest and greatest. Do not worry about that. Their tried and true tactics will help you. Leave the marketing to them so you can do what you do best, which is run your business. Lake Spur Marketing will eliminate the waste. You're getting the most out of your budget. Trust the experts. Trust Lake Spur Marketing. The proof is in their partners. Visit lakespurmarketing.com today. All right, Schlegs. Coach Locke, they mic'd him up. And you know you're going to get some juice with this guy. It was a lot of fun. I watched this morning. I think it's from a day or two ago, maybe from yesterday at BTN. Let's just sit back, grab a cocktail, and watch Coach Locke.
Go, Carson. Oh, man, you know, I'm mic'd up every day. They decided to put it. They decided to put it on me. Go at top and step. Let's go. Y'all know the drill. We gotta hurry up. Press it. Get down. Good down. That's what I want right now. I'm good. I was great. Speed to what? Power. Speed to power. Back to speed. Come on. Good. Good speed. Upcut. Good. 16. We got contact. That was my favorite team period. I played inside run. Want all that.
Want all that.
Hey! How you go, bro, Johnson? How you go, bro? That's the way to hit it, son. That's the way to find daylight. There you go, bro. We're in a fight. You gonna get some of these damn thunder cookies. Get your hands up. Good. Lay your feet. Good job, Turbo. You can't dance. You got to go gain the ground. Good action, Bo Jackson. Hey, you got a little swag today. I like that. Okay. All right. I hear you, play. Don't come out here look like no high school running back all the time. All y'all should be constantly hydrate. You got the drill, right? That's your thing. My job is to empower you. If you set it up over there, guess where I'm going? Over there. Yeah, you got that. Come on, navigate the ground. Good. Come on. You got to burst out of that. Both. Come on, play to your doggone name. And I'm gonna call you Buick. There you go, Stanley. Good. There you go. That's good effort. Now look, now get my head up and come through there. Yeah. Good job. You gonna get another? Shoot your hands, bro. Good.
Yeah.
Hit it. Good. That's it. Good hit, James. That's the way to get the power. Good hit, James. That's the way to get the power. Good hit.
There we go. Schlegs. You'll love that.
I'm just sitting over here smiling.
Yeah, because dude, Locke's the best. You see all the juice, Schlegs. Hydrate and dominate. He's all about it.
Dude, listen, first off, you guys, I just hope hey, group chat, just tell me what you got from that. You know, so I'm watching it. Here's what I got. I just got somebody that is enthusiastic about coaching dudes, you know, and he coaches them hard. He encourages them. He tells them, hey, call the kid a Buick, you know, live up to your name. Yeah, it could be. It doesn't matter. I mean, they self-park themselves now, Bob, so it could be a good thing. But here's the thing. He's coming with that juice and intensity, and sometimes you got to be the juice giver, right? You're in camp. He wants to see it from you too. So do your teammates. And he's consistently him every single day, right? Right there. Yeah, you're right, man. He is passionate. He loves what he does. And those guys resonate with him, and they give him great energy, enthusiasm, effort, right? Every single day you go out there. And I love what he said to the guy that sets up his drill. He's like, my job is to empower you. You own it. I'm going to empower you. Wherever you want to set up, you set it up. It's you. You got this. So it's not only is he coaching his guys, he's also coaching the people that are serving him, but he's serving them by empowering them. I love it, man. Coach Locke's amazing.
Pat asked, what the hell are Thunder cookies? Schlegs, I think Thunder cookies, they're not soft batch cookies, Pat. They're the opposite of soft batch cookies. The Thunder cookie is you're going to get some of these Thunder cookies. Pow, whammy, bam, love it. Bring in the pain. Get your questions ready. We're going to get some things going here in our tailgate talk. But that was awesome. I love Coach Locke. When I saw they mic'd him up, I go, this is going to be good. Going to want to share with the peeps. We've got our tailgate talk by Real Truck coming up next. All right, Schlegs, we got our tailgate talk brought to you by our friends over at Real Truck. And you got any good questions coming in here today? I mean, you've been living in this chat. I mean, I can't see it nearly as much.
Buy stock in Rydell. Who said that? Troy. Buy stock in Rydell. They're going to be popping. This D's going to be elite. I think we go back on, Bob, to, kind of what Jake Butt said in the take from that video, and the competitiveness, the way the coaches coach. I don't know if you guys understand this, but when you and I have talked ad nauseum about the strength and conditioning side, and obviously I coach that side, but that's how you get coached in the weight room, and that's how you get coached in the field. There is nobody just standing around like conversing. I can't stand that. It's like, why am I going to converse with another grown dude? I can get he gave a guy a hug. Yeah, man, good to see you. They're just chopping it up, but like I'm back to coaching. And that's the point. There is no gray. It's all the same. You get coached hard in the weight room. You get held to a high standard in the off season. You get coached really hard on the field, and there's a really high standard on the field. And guess what? The standard is always the standard. And that's what I get from it. And Ryan Davis is surrounding himself with a staff with a high GSF of developing their guys. I said, I was talking the other day at practice. It's like, regardless of where you are and the amount of talent that we have, which Jake Butt talked about, like talent all over the place, you got to recruit the best, but you still have to have a growth mindset all the time, right? Always. Yes. What's up? What do you give me a question?
Troy V's got a great question in here, Pat. It's probably about, I don't know, 20% of the way up from the bottom. The giant water bottle that I'm always drinking, he goes, it is Friday, so it's all in play. Said, is that a giant bottle of water or straight vodka, Bobby? Now, not many.
Impressive.
Well, you've seen me, Schlegs. You know that I could do it. When called upon, Schlegs, you resort to your
level of your training.
The level of your training. And so, I mean, I've been training for this for years. Could I drink warm vodka out of a bottle like that? Yeah, I could. I mean, it's not the best thing. And it's not late enough in the day yet. We'll get there here eventually. But yeah, not quite there as of yet. Plus, I got to coach youth football tonight, and I try to make sure that I'm of sound mind and body, Schlegs, to be able to get that done with everything. Did we get any dudes of the weekend here? Because I didn't even think about that.
No, I didn't even think it was Friday, but I tell you what, I got Mike Tomlin. I didn't even realize that it was Friday, guys. I've been putting a vanity in. Listen, man, let me tell you something. When you're putting a shower in a clawfoot tub and you're converting that to a shower, and it's 11 o'clock at night, you've been going since 5 a.m. for I don't know how long. It's like the last month. You do some crazy things, but I finally got that done. I still got to put a vanity in, but I'll go into. Can I do the Tomlin one, or you want to save that for the last? We're going to
save that for later. You know what we're going to do? We're going to take a break. We're going to come back, and we're going to go with a dudette of the week, Schlegs.
Good. I got one too that I just saw here at the Armory training.
Well,
I'll give you a dudette of the week. I got one. I like dudettes.
Dudette of the week.
Alpha female.
Well, alpha female is coming back. I mean, I don't know if the American Eagle ad, if that's going to constitute, but we'll see what's coming up here as we wrap up the segment here on the Bobby Carpenter Show. Final segment of the show. I want to give a shout out to my daughter McLean, who is an incredibly challenging child to parent. She had tennis tryouts all week, and they have like a million girls. And at Arlington, it's ultra competitive. I was just hoping she'd end up making the JV team because they used to have 2 varsity, 2 JV teams. I think this year they're just doing 1 JV. I'm thinking, man, lacrosse is kind of her sport now, but she still does love playing tennis, but doesn't have quite as much time to dedicate it to it because she's training and doing other stuff. But it did come out. She'd made the JV B, or not the JV. She made the varsity B team today. So a lot of seniors on the team. I was super pumped for her to be able to get that done. It is she is a challenging human. It's a parent and coach. But Trinity over at the Armory Slakes told my wife that she is the most coachable person that she's ever been around. Or
you know why? Because you're not her coach. That's why I
don't
give my
even
kids
believe that. Slakes. It can't even be real.
It is real. It is real. I've seen her. We just
doesn't listen. Then come over here and tell her to clean her room.
I got you, man. Just you know what? I'll do that next time. Did you already give her this book? Maybe I like write a note.
The 2 boys, my oldest son, and I've had Cullen try to start reading it, but they're in on it. But yes, I need to get her to read it as well, and she's stubborn as me. So
it's okay. Well, you know what? Here's the beautiful thing too, and we're talking about females. It's like, I had a young lady in here today. She plays college lacrosse. She squatted 225 4 times like it was nothing. Right. And again, guess what? Her body fat is down to a healthy level for a female. And we talk about like weight is not the issue. It's about what you're doing for your sport. So she's actually lost fat and maintained the same weight. And she's significantly faster and you're moving iron and she knows the weight room. And she has confidence in herself. Like that's all. That's what I love. That's why I like McLean. I love McLean. It's because in here, when she's not with you, she's fantastic for us.
That's good.
So anyways, it's great.
It's fantastic. It's great. I appreciate it.
Oh, side nugget. Aaron Combs said we need to have a concession stand called Thunder Cookies. And you know what? I'll be there too, Aaron.
Absolutely.
I'll buy some Thunder Cookies.
Well, we appreciate it, folks. It's this. We got a big scrimmage tomorrow. We'll give you all the details and everything coming out of this on Monday. Have a good weekend. Stay locked in here on the Bobby Carpenter Show.